Subscribe to the William Pace Show YouTube channel. Be sure to click the bell and give us the thumbs up. Thank you.
The William Pace Show through the years has been a beacon of light in the Midwest, taking you to such destinations as the Navy Pier, the Palmer Hilton Palace Hotel, the German Village, the Showboat Majestic Theatre, the Ohio Village, and the Krohn Conservatory. There's always something cooking in the kitchen on the William Pace Show. Some of the biggest stars, entertainers, and political figures like B.B. King, Jimmy Walker, Bob Carlisle, Patti Austin, Mr. T, Whitley Phibbs, and Congressman Tony Hall have appeared on the William Pace Show. Now, without further ado, we proudly present the William Pace Show on CATV, coming to you from the heart of the Midwest. The William Pace Show, asking the questions you want to ask, getting the answers everyone wants to know. It's a new season of the William Pace Show. We're raising the bar with more commitment to educate, inform, encourage, inspire, empower, and help you have your best life. Everyone deserves to have their best life. I'm just staying the course. Here we go.
Good evening, I'm William Pace. I'm at Memorial Hall, where the Dayton Philharmonic Orchestra is preparing for the gospel concert tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. My special guest tonight is Isaiah Jackson, music director for the orchestra. He'll be with me a little later on in the show. As you know, we always start the show out by reading letters from the viewers, and I would like to encourage you to write. I promise I'll write you back. If your letter is chosen to be read on the air, you'll receive a gift from the William Pace Show. To write to us, write to P.O. Box 3644, Dayton, Ohio 45401. That's P.O. Box 3644, Dayton, Ohio 45401. The first letter tonight is from a group of gentlemen by the names of Robert Richards, David Hillard, and Stephen Garish. Dear William, we enjoy watching your program each week and would like to see you in a longer format. The William Pace Show is a credit to our community and a unique blend of entertainment and information. Your show is much too short, Mr. Pace. We look forward to the day when the William Pace Show expands to 1 or maybe even 2 hours every Saturday night. Your fans, Robert Richards, David Hillard, and Stephen Garish. Thank you very much for writing, and we're going to send you gift certificates to Fred Astaire Dance Studio, Rinaldo's Bake Shoppe, and Casa Lupita Restaurant. The next letter is from Bernice Tibbett of Dayton. Dear Mr. Pace, I saw your show last Saturday night. I enjoy it very much. You certainly have a lot of talent, and your guests are great. Thanks a million. Respectfully yours, Bernice Tibbett of Dayton. We're going to send you a gift certificate to Rinaldo's Bake Shoppe. The next letter is from a Tony Palmer of Springfield. Dear Mr. Pace, I watch your show quite often and find it very entertaining. I think your show has a very interesting concept in its diversity of subjects. I particularly enjoy your interviews with Patti Austin and Whitley Phibbs. I wish you the best of luck, and I hope you have a long run. Sincerely, Tony Palmer. Well, thank you very much, Tony, for writing, and we're going to send you a gift certificate for 2 to Kitty's Restaurant. The next letter is from a Kim Schubert of Dayton. Dear Mr. Pace, I wanted to write and tell you how much I enjoyed your show. I have been watching your show every week with great anticipation, and I must applaud you and your staff for coming up with truly an entertaining variety show for the Dayton area. It just gets better every week. Keep up the great work. Not only are you entertaining, but also a service to the community. Thank you very much for writing, Kim, and we're going to send you a gift certificate to the Amber Rose Restaurant. We have two new advertisers tonight. They are Tom Harrigan Chrysler Plymouth and Jeep Eagle and Wells Shell Full Service Gas Station. We thank you for your support of our show, and I would like to encourage all of the viewers to patronize my sponsors and advertisers. Without their loyal support, we just couldn't exist. Coming up, we're going to talk to Maestro Isaiah Jackson. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us.
The William Pace Show through the years has been a beacon of light in the Midwest, taking you to such destinations as the Navy Pier, the Palmer Hilton Palace Hotel, the German Village, the Showboat Majestic Theatre, the Ohio Village, and the Krohn Conservatory. There's always something cooking in the kitchen on the William Pace Show. Some of the biggest stars, entertainers, and political figures like B.B. King, Jimmy Walker, Bob Carlisle, Patti Austin, Mr. T, Whitley Phibbs, and Congressman Tony Hall have appeared on the William Pace Show. Now, without further ado, we proudly present the William Pace Show on CATV, coming to you from the heart of the Midwest.
Subscribe to the William Pace Show YouTube channel. Be sure to click the bell and give us the thumbs up. Thank you.
Our special guest tonight is Dayton Philharmonic Orchestra conductor Isaiah Jackson. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Last time we talked, you were en route to Berlin, I believe, at Christmas time, and you conducted a concert there. How did that go for you?
It went very well. We did a New Year's Eve concert at the Philharmonic, which is the big hall in Berlin, with the Berlin Symphony. And we gave it twice. We gave it once on the 30th and once on the 31st. And New Year's Eve is a big deal in Berlin. Everybody gets all dressed up. And then at midnight they release incredible amounts of fireworks. And of course Berlin is now especially happy because Germany is reunited as a country and Berlin is reunited as a city. And so people are with their families once more. And it was a happy time to be there.
Sold out?
The concert, yes, both concerts were sold out. And we've recorded it for Krohn, and we'll be releasing it, we did our recordings in March and April for Krohn. The ones in December were for Aurophone, and we'll be releasing those later in the year.
When I was here last, we talked about you being nominated or voted as a Virginia hero. Or made a Virginia hero. Now, I want to hear more about that. Do you have to go there often to do certain duties or something, or is it just an honor that you...
This was a program designed to help some of the young people in Virginia, the elementary, junior high school students, just see who in Virginia has made something of themselves. And it was specifically built around the young people in Richmond. So there were, it was, I would say, more than 50% black. And they reflected this in the heroes as well. More than 50% of the heroes were black. Heroes and heroines. It was very nice. They had women and men. And it was a nice mix of people who had international reputation, people who had national, and then people who just did very well what they did in town. And we talked with the kids both in plenary session, a large group, and also in small groups. We broke down and met with several small groups of kids. And it got nice press, and we had good attendance.
What was it like to receive that honor?
It's always nice to be recognized in your hometown.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's extra special when it comes from Richmond, because Richmond is where I was born and brought up. And it's very special for my family also, because those of them who are still there, it's just very gratifying for them to see the work that I do be recognized.
Growing up as a child, Did you have any idea that you would be into music, that you would be conducting orchestras and working with musicians and traveling all across the country?
Not really, not really. I just knew I loved music. I loved it more than anything I knew, and it drew me. It drew me very strongly.
Was there always music in your home?
There was always music in my life. I started piano when I was 4, and so I don't really remember a time when the music wasn't there. And I really did enjoy playing the piano. In fact, if they wanted to punish me, they would tell me I couldn't practice.
Oh, really?
Yes, I couldn't practice. If I displeased my parents, and they would say, you can't play the piano.
So they didn't have any problem with you practicing?
It was the reverse problem. I practiced too much. They also said, that's enough piano for today. Why don't you go outside and play with the other kids?
I'm trying to remember back to my teenage days. I'd be singing my classical songs, my operatic arias, and I was thought of as strange, as, a black person, in the neighborhood I lived in. It was all black, and I was thought of as strange, for everybody else was listening to the Four Tops and the Temptations, and there I was singing, Caro Mio Ben and all the Italian songs and so forth. Did you ever feel alienated or from your neighbors, friends, or something like that?
Well, by the mid-50s, those of us who were interested in classical music were definitely outside of the mainstream. But I think there was still a strong classical subculture interested among blacks. There were always people who studied classical music. And when you think about it, that required great courage when the field was absolutely closed. I mean, when you think about William Grant Still and the composers of the 40s, when you think about Dean Dixon and Marian Anderson, they were devoted to classical music, and they were sort of the peak of the pyramid, but below them in terms of stature and perhaps ability also were thousands of people who did it because they loved it. And after all, the further back you get into the early years of the century, the closer classical music and popular music were. And so by the time you get to the early decades of the century, if you wanted to sing, you took voice lessons. If you wanted to play an instrument, you played the piano. And I think classical and popular music were much closer. And when you get back again to the early years of the century, you find that the people who played jazz, the people who sang in the musicals in the early decades of the century were classically trained artists. And so there have always been black classical music, black classical musicians. But by the time we were kids, there weren't as many of them as there used to be. And there probably weren't as many whites in classical music as well. I think it was probably beginning to decline all around.
More with Isaiah Jackson when we return. Stay with us.
The William Pace Show through the years has been a beacon of light in the Midwest, taking you to such destinations as the Navy Pier, the Palmer Hilton Palace Hotel, the German Village, the Showboat Majestic Theatre, the Ohio Village, and the Krohn Conservatory. There's always something cooking in the kitchen on the William Pace Show. Some of the biggest stars, entertainers, and political figures like B.B. King, Jimmy Walker, Bob Carlisle, Patti Austin, Mr. T, Whitley Phibbs, and Congressman Tony Hall have appeared on the William Pace Show. Now, without further ado, we proudly present the William Pace Show on CATV, coming to you from the heart of the Midwest.
Subscribe to the William Pace Show YouTube channel. Be sure to click the bell and give us the thumbs up. Thank you.
I believe this is your 5th year on the podium as conductor for the Dayton Philharmonic Orchestra. What do you have planned in the future for the orchestra?
Next season. Next season we're very excited.
Is that a secret, or is it?
No. It's been announced.
Announced. Okay.
Yes, we are having our 2nd year of Paris and Vienna. These two cities are so important in the history of music and so important to the repertoire as well. And we'll be playing representative compositions like Bolero from Paris, and like the Unfinished Symphony of Schubert from Vienna. We're focusing in on some of the best known and best loved pieces that came out of those cities, in addition to the other pieces that we'll be doing. We like to have a varied diet of compositions for our listeners, and so we never make it too narrow.
I'd like to talk some now. I know this is subject's very dear to your heart. I want to talk something about the gospel choir. I understand you have a big gospel concert coming up, I believe, May the 3rd.
Indeed.
And this is I believe, the third season.
This is the third one.
Third
Yes.
season. So what's going to be different this year as compared to the last two?
Well, the thing that will be very different about this year's is that the choir will sing on both halves of the program. And we're very pleased about that. We started with half the choir singing on half of the program, and now they will be singing on both halves. So they'll be doing more pieces. The choir is doing very well this year. It started out much larger and much more secure than it has in years past. Well, they've worked together. They've worked with Alvin Paris before. They've worked with me before, and they have some experiences. And so it's starting very well.
How many members are in the choir?
I think we'll have about 200.
Wow.
Yeah.
I want to talk now just a little bit about your family. I understand you recently moved your family here to Dayton, and you have 3 children. I think 1 son and 2 daughters.
That's correct.
And I believe there's Benjamin, and the 2 girls' names are...
Catherine and Caroline.
Okay, Benjamin is the oldest.
That's correct.
Right. And are they all musicians?
Yeah, they are.
Okay, no. What does Benjamin play?
Benjamin plays violin and piano and drums. He wanted very much to play drums, and he bugged us for a whole year about the drums, and so finally we said, okay, Ben, if you get really good grades this spring, we'll start you on drums in the fall. And of course he did, and so we did.
And then the other 2 play?
They've all studied piano, and they're all currently studying their string instruments. So Ben is studying violin, Catherine is studying cello, and Caroline is studying violin.
And your wife is also a musician too.
She's an organist.
Now, how did you 2 meet?
Oh, it's a wonderful story. Wonderful story.
Let's hear it.
She had found me an apartment when I moved to Rochester in 1973. The manager of the orchestra offered to find me an apartment and immediately delegated it to her, because she was a single woman and he figured she knew where all the young people like to live. So she found me a wonderful apartment. And at the opening concert for the first season, my first season in Rochester, I wasn't conducting. And I hadn't met her. And so we had a little drama because Nathan Milstein was our soloist that night, and he had canceled. And actually, one of my ex-concertmasters from the New York Youth Symphony was stepping in for him, playing the Brahms Concerto on 36 hours' notice. So it was high drama that night in Rochester. And the Star Spangled Banner was playing, to start the season with that. And I rushed up to the manager's box because everything seemed to be in order. And there was Helen sitting beside him. And so we were introduced during the Star Spangled Banner, and then she said, my date is late, the seat is free, would you like to have a seat? So that was how we met.
Was it love at first sight? Was it fireworks, symphony?
No, it was a gradual, unending crescendo.
I've not heard of that way of expressing it.
It's the best kind.
Okay.
Just gets better and better.
When you were on last time, we talked a little bit about the popular music today. You hear so much of the MTV television and so much about the popular singers, and so much is being done to promote pop music, rock and roll. But what can we do to promote classical music?
We can help the kids to listen to it when they're young. I think that's probably the most important thing. What happens so often with pop music is that there are commercial interests. I mean, nobody makes a lot of money when we perform a Beethoven symphony, but when we get interested in pop music, we listen to commercial stations and We help the sponsors sell more of their products, and we buy more of their products, and we buy the CDs, and there's a lot of money involved in commercial music. And one of the reasons that commercial music succeeds is that it gives the young people what they want. I mean, the message is not just an American problem, and it's all over the world. All over the world, young people are playing rock music, and to the exclusion of traditional music, Western art music, a lot of the forms that have been well cared for in the past. And I think one way to keep classical music going in the face of very strong commercial interests is to introduce the children to it when they're young. By the time a kid hits adolescence, the peer group is the most important group. She wants to do whatever the friends are doing. And really the parents kind of lose influence once adolescence hits. And so our time is from really when they're quite young, to play music with them and for them, to sing with them and teach them folk tunes. I was appalled. My son didn't know Turkey in the Straw. I thought everybody knew Turkey in the Straw. But we haven't done a lot of folk music in the house, and so I think these forms for black people, spirituals. I think very few spirituals are sung now. I love gospel, but I think the spirituals are a wonderful form that has been handed down from generation to generation, and I think we need to pass this along to our children. Jazz is not nearly as popular as it was a generation ago. And all these things we can introduce to the children, introduce to our children, our friends, the music that we love when they are young. I think that's the antidote.
I'd like to thank Isaiah Jackson, my special guest tonight, for coming on. Next time I come on, you'll have to accompany me on a song or something. We'll have to do something musical together. That'll be something different, for the viewers. And we'll be back in a moment. Stay with us.
The William Pace Show through the years has been a beacon of light in the Midwest, taking you to such destinations as the Navy Pier, the Palmer Hilton Palace Hotel, the German Village, the Showboat Majestic Theatre, the Ohio Village, and the Krohn Conservatory. There's always something cooking in the kitchen on the William Pace Show. Some of the biggest stars, entertainers, and political figures like B.B. King, Jimmy Walker, Bob Carlisle, Patti Austin, Mr. T, Whitley Phibbs, and Congressman Tony Hall have appeared on the William Pace Show. Now, without further ado, we proudly present the William Pace Show on CATV, coming to you from the heart of the Midwest.
Subscribe to the William Pace Show YouTube channel. Be sure to click the bell and give us the thumbs up. Thank you.
Several shows ago, I received a letter from one of the viewers requesting I sing the song "I Bought Me a Cat" by the composer Aaron Copland. I bought me a cat pleased me. I fed my cat under yonder tree. My cat said, fiddle-I-fee. I bought me a dog, my dog pleased me. I fed my dog under yonder tree. My dog said, quack, quack. My cat said, fiddle-I-fee. I bought me a goose, my goose pleased me. I fed my goose under yonder tree. My goose said, quack, quack. My dog said, quack, quack. My cat said, fiddle-I-fee. I bought me a hen, my hen pleased me. I fed my hen under yonder tree. My hen said, shimmy shack, my goose said, quack, quack. My dog said, quack, quack. My cat said, fiddle-I-fee. I bought me a pig, my pig pleased me. I fed my pig under yonder tree. My pig said, griffy, griffy. My hen said, shimmy shack, my goose said, quack, quack. My dog said, quack, quack. My cat said, fiddle-I-fee. I bought me a cow pleased me. Fed my cow under yonder tree. My cow said, baa, baa. My pig said, griffy, griffy. My hen said, shimmy shack, my goose said, quack, quack. My dog said, quack, quack. My cat said, fiddle-I-fee. I bought me a horse pleased me, fed my horse under yonder tree. My horse said, neigh, neigh, my cow said, baa, baa. My pig said, griffy, griffy, my hen said, shimmy, shack, my goose said, quonk, quonk, my dog said, quack, quack, my cat said, fill-I-fee. I bought me a wife, my wife pleased me, fed my wife under yonder tree. My wife said, honey, honey, my horse said, neigh, neigh, my cow said, baa, baa, my pig said, griffy, griffy, my hen said, shimmy, shack, my goose said, quonk, quonk, my dog said, quack, quack, my cat said, fiddle-I-fee. If you have a favorite song that you would like for me to sing, please write and let me know, and I'll sing it on one of my future shows. And we'll be back in a moment with some closing comments. Stay with us.
The William Pace Show through the years has been a beacon of light in the Midwest, taking you to such destinations as the Navy Pier, the Palmer Hilton Palace Hotel, the German Village, the Showboat Majestic Theatre, the Ohio Village, and the Krohn Conservatory. There's always something cooking in the kitchen on the William Pace Show. Some of the biggest stars, entertainers, and political figures like B.B. King, Jimmy Walker, Bob Carlisle, Patti Austin, Mr. T, Whitley Phibbs, and Congressman Tony Hall have appeared on the William Pace Show. Now, without further ado, we proudly present the William Pace Show on CATV, coming to you from the heart of the Midwest.
Subscribe to the William Pace Show YouTube channel. Be sure to click the bell and give us the thumbs up. Thank you.
I would like to encourage you to come and hear the gospel concert given by the Dayton Philharmonic Orchestra tomorrow night at 7 p.m. and support our music director, Isaiah Jackson. On my next Saturday night show, my special guest will be Miss Patti Austin. She'll be talking about her new album, Carry On. We'll go to the Amber Rose restaurant and talk to the owners, Eleanor Sluza and Judy Petrakis. And we'll hear that new musical group, Mystical Presence, that I discovered in Richmond, Indiana. That's all coming up next Saturday night on the William Pace Show, right after WWF Wrestling, right here on WDTN Channel 2. Gotta go. See you next Saturday night. Take care. Bye-bye.
The William Pace Show through the years has been a beacon of light in the Midwest, taking you to such destinations as the Navy Pier, the Palmer Hilton Palace Hotel, the German Village, the Showboat Majestic Theatre, the Ohio Village, and the Krohn Conservatory. There's always something cooking in the kitchen on the William Pace Show. Some of the biggest stars, entertainers, and political figures like B.B. King, Jimmy Walker, Bob Carlisle, Patti Austin, Mr. T, Whitley Phibbs, and Congressman Tony Hall have appeared on the William Pace Show. Now, without further ado, we proudly present the William Pace Show on CATV, coming to you from the heart of the Midwest.
Subscribe to the William Pace Show YouTube channel. Be sure to click the bell and give us the thumbs up. Thank you.